we didn't really speak last time about the fan reaction at the time when the episode was in production. I don't think you were aware. Were you made aware of the Sam Jack ship audience at that point, or was that only after the episode had aired?
Are you talking about shippers or non-shippers?
Shippers and non-shippers,
no,
yeah.
I didn't know until I did my first convention.
The convention?
Michael and Peter, we went to somewhere in Germany, and we went to somewhere we went to Paris and did a convention there. And just side note, in Paris, they don't say French kiss. I was like, what do you guys say for French kiss? And they're like, however you say it in French, but it means rolling the shovels. So I was like, in French, rolled my shovel with Amanda, But that was the first time I was like, why are they're like, people are not happy with me. And I was like, what's going on? And someone was like, we wanted Amanda, not to be with you. We're not, we don't like Stalker Pete. And I was like, you've named me Stalker Pete? What did I do? And then I was, of course, justifying myself. I was like, if you really cared about, her character, you'd want her to be happy and fulfilled in her life. I'm there fulfilling her and making her happy. So, no, I did not know that the fans, some of them did not fancy me, my character.
There is a huge number of people in watching that show, and I was in the middle of that on Gate World in the forums in particular, who were like, Sam and Jack, get married, please. Sam and Jack, please get married. And it's like, he is her commanding officer. It's not happening. Which is
a beautiful scenario set up for a television show.
Well, and on top of it, it makes for great TV because there's the tension running beneath the surface. Of course, they love one another, but they can never, they can't consummate that. It's against regulation.
Right, exactly.
That's why I loved Shanahan coming in, because it gave her another life outside of SGC, which she had never really had before. In season 5, there's one episode where she's stalked by an alien, and we discover how hollow her existence is away from work. She's dedicated so much of her life to work and the people who are in the orbit of that work, which is fine. But when she goes away, she's missing who she is, and you provided a little bit of that story.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was saying that the Sam and Diane on Cheers, Sam and Diane weren't together. There was tension, sexual tension forever, with them. So listen, I was happy I think what I did was a little bit of my character kind of was go to the bathroom or get off the pot. Like, are you guys going to be together or not? I kind of exacerbated that. So, even to the shippers, you're welcome.
Jeez. I think you made it work. I think it was a good little arc for the character. So,
yeah, I think so too.
Let me see here. I appreciate your patience. Teresa MC, would you like to see not only your brothers, but non-acting family members as extras in a future Stargate episode? I think that would be interesting if the show comes back.
Is there the possibility of that, or it's just always
so MGM, the sale to Amazon is complete, and I am expecting an announcement of a new Stargate something or other. This is just me. This is not insider information or anything. I'm expecting something probably in a year or so. We should hear. So I'm not expecting it to come fast, but
like a spin-off, or
it's going to be interesting to see what happens next, because they've several of the MGM folks have now departed or are departing, and
does that mean they left or they died?
No, I think that they resigned.
Wow.
There was a big announcement recently about two of them in particular. Let me get their names here, and they were pretty key, and some of us were kind of surprised that they one of them departed when they did. We were kind of expecting it to happen a little bit later here. Two MGM executives announced their departures. Let me see here. Yeah, this is Michael DeLuca and Pamela Abdi, brought on to Ready MGM for a sale, announced their departures 1 month after its acquisition by Amazon. We were kind of surprised that Michael DeLuca departed when he did. We were expecting that to last a little longer in terms of the folks that I communicate with. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next, because it could be anything. They could do a complete reboot. They could go off in a new direction. They may continue with Brad's mythology.
What would you do?
Oh, I'd totally continue with Brad's mythology. Are you kidding? Absolutely.
I'm just curious.
Absolutely. But I have to recognize that there's a lot of baggage there in terms of story that you would have to fit a new story into. And they may look at that and say, no, we want to create something fresh with the gate. I'll still watch it, but I'll be really disappointed. So, because you have this rich mythology in place that's been built on 17 seasons and 2 DVD movies through the feature film and everything else, and I think that deserves to be honored.
Yes.
That's just me.
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me see here. David Browning. David, do you remember your dad filming the Cannonball Run? What's this?
Yes, I do. I actually recently saw some pictures of me with Roger Moore and Farrah Fawcett holding me when I was a little kid.
Oh, wow.
They're also, it's all downhill from there, right?
After Farrah Fawcett, yeah.
Yeah, I remember very specifically the day that there was there's a big bottleneck and they all have to stop, and they stop at this biker bar. In 2 minutes, remind me, I'm going to take him upstairs, leave him there to go to the bathroom. 2 minutes, you tell me. So
okay.
It's where Jackie Chan, Jackie Chan was in one of the first movies he ever did in the States. And I just remember being there and the Hell's Angels people. I was like, are those real? I was young, I mean, I was whatever, 7 or 8 or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Out. And I just thought it was so. I was like, is this a real? I think Peter Fonda was one of the Hell's Angels or something. There were so many famous people in that movie. So yes, I do remember being there and on set. And Peter is at the very end of the movie where they're all running. My dad is running. He's got the ticket to punch in as Captain Chaos. And there's a whole crowd there at the end. And then my dad, someone says, someone save my baby. And my dad goes and, as the superhero, goes and saves the dog, and then they lose. And then Burt gets all mad, but then there's a whole group of people. And Peter, at whatever he was, 14, 15, is in the crowd and is like, yay, So there's Peter being an extra in the back of the
I'm going to have to check this out.
Yeah, you have to almost, and the helicopter shot is happening, freeze frame, there's Peter.
Thanks for watching this clip from Dial the Gate. You can find the full live stream shows on our YouTube channel or visit dialthegate.com for the complete schedule. See you on the other side.